Well, if any of you have been watching the news like I've been watching it, you know that we are in serious, serious trouble in this country. When I watch people get up and think that they know better than the rest of the nation or better than the rest of the country, just because there's some professors at some college who mock little children and who cannot handle walking down the street on the same side of the road or sidewalk that there's a building that has the name of the president on it, and they just can't deal with that, so they have to cross to the other side. When those kind of people get up and they tell the rest of the nation they need to get rid of who is in our White House because he's just a terrible person, we know we are in serious trouble. It's right. This is going to divide the country like our country has never been divided before. But I have said many times I believe that God's people know this, and that's why they have been putting away and stocking and storing and doing the things that they're doing, because they know that a combination of all that we see plus all the damage to our food crops that are being done and the shortage that we're going to end up having, we are in for real devastation. We won't have any rights anymore. What they've done is they've got up and showed the world that if you run and you become president of this country, you will do what we tell you to do. We don't care about the people. We don't care what their opinion is. We don't care what they want. We care about what we want and what we're going to do. They don't care how much they sell this country out. They don't care how much they sell the American people out. It doesn't matter. It is about greed, power, and control. And it's coming. And it's going to be devastating. Absolutely devastating. I'm sitting here in total shock. You know, it seems like in the last 3 years we sure have found out a whole lot that we didn't know before. You know, that we have these people in the back who think that they're in control and that they're the ones who set up all the rules and regulations and not the American people. Without us, who are they? Without us, who pays their paycheck? But they don't care. See, they plan on controlling us too. That's what it's all about. They will control us in the end. You'll be thrown in jail without a trial just because they say you're guilty. That'll be the end of it. You won't have any rights left. That's what it's headed for. And it's right around the corner. There's a lot of people think, oh, this will be a long time before you see any of this. Nope. It's right around the corner. It really is. I've told myself I only think we have maybe, if we're lucky, a year left before everything falls apart. See, I think even if our same president gets back in again, they won't quit until they destroy everything. Everything. They're not going to stop. The only thing I tell myself is I'd rather it happen under him than them. That's the difference. I would prefer to see it happen under him than them. Because at least I feel that he will do some protecting of the people. I do. And so all I can tell people is keep stocking, keep storing, because this, what you see, I think will bring civil war. I've thought it for a very long time, for several years. People are going to be angry over this on both sides. Angry as heck. And it's going to cause a great division. Because, see, they're going to be angry because the ones on the other side who don't agree with this, they're going to be angry because how dare them, how dare them say anything. This is what they dreamed and hoped for, to get rid of him. Because the rest of the people who voted for him didn't count. Didn't matter. It didn't matter to them. They want the control, and they're going to get it one way or the other. They will not stop until they do. That's what it's all about. It's complete and total control of everything. And they're not far from it. And I said to myself, if he gets back in, at least they won't be able to take over complete control. Hopefully not. Hopefully they won't. But all I can say, people, is stock what you can. We're going to come, and I know a lot of people don't realize this. We have become accustomed to eating certain foods and certain things, and we don't think of other things, because we're used to it. But we are going to be scrounging for food and trying to figure out what we're going to do, because we're going to be faced with food we've never seen before or don't know what to do with it. Because we have a certain taste bud, a certain way of life, a certain way of cooking. And most of us haven't really gone past that or outside that box. And we really need to stop and think, what do we do? I mean, what if you don't have noodles? What are you going to do? Well, you're going to have to make your own. What if you don't have flour? What are you going to do then? How are you going to make chicken salad? Most of us have no clue what we would do. We've never thought of just opening a bunch of cans of different vegetables and throw some chicken in it and just mix up mayonnaise. No, we think we have to have noodles. There are so many things. We don't stop and think until we're actually in that situation. And we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think of this and this and this and this. And it's going to happen to us. There's going to be so many things that we didn't think about. So many things. What are you going to do? You think you're going to garden and they put up laws that say, oh no, you can't. You're not allowed to spend water on that. There's states that are already doing that. They've outlawed gardening. You may not live in one of those states, but in my state, you can't. Every other day. You can't water your garden. You can't run your water hose whenever you feel like it. You're allowed to do it twice a week, and that's it. And no garden will survive in the place I live from watering it twice a week. And from what I've seen from other people in their gardens, it's the same way with them. There's no way their gardens would survive if all they could water was twice a week. And you pay a hefty fine here if you're caught. And they have people that do patrol all day around looking to catch people who are watering on days that they're not supposed to. And it's a hefty fine. And so I sit and say, a lot of people think they're going to garden. Well, maybe if you have a well you might, but how dry is your well going to get if there's not enough rain? That's right. We haven't thought about a lot of things because they will quickly pass laws to keep you from gardening. Control. Food. He who controls the food controls you. And they will quickly pass laws to keep you from growing anything anywhere. They're going to say, hey, we got to save the earth. You're using too much water. They don't care. And they will outlaw it. It's already been outlawed in many states. And they already passed a law that you cannot give your garden produce to someone else. You can't. And it's all done in the name of, well, we got to keep an eye on who's eating what, for E. coli and different things like that. So if you do, you have to register and let them know what you're doing so that they can keep an eye, on who you're giving it to, or, if you set up some little stand, who you're selling it to, so that they know for the sake of E. coli. They always have some excuse from stopping us from doing it, but yet they can't seem to manage to stop the E. coli and everything else at the stores. But they want to control yours and keep you from selling it, unless you're registered with them. That's right. So they're making it harder and harder, and it's going to get worse and worse and more impossible until they get to the point where you can't do anything without permission. It's coming. Total collapse is coming. Our country is going to be something we don't even recognize anymore. And all I can say is be prepared as much as you can. If nothing else, rice and beans. You can survive off of that. There's been people during the Depression that survived off of just peaches and nothing else. They didn't have anything else. My mother and my grandmother survived off of black-eyed peas. That's all they had. That's right. It was black-eyed peas 3 days a week. They got lucky if they could catch a squid or a few frogs or something, Whatever they could catch. I shouldn't say squid, eel. Yeah, eel. So we don't know what we're coming to. I don't live any place where I can catch no eel or even frogs at, so I don't know what I would do. I do have goats. What's going to happen if they forbid it? What will happen if they come in and say you can't have that anymore because that hurts the earth? What am I going to do then? Even I've thought of that. We don't know. But God bless you. And I'll be praying. And have a blessed day.